Hello everyone, Sylvan Bell coming to you live from Zephyr, Cove. It's October 5th, 2014. Thought we'd talk about sales training. Now, I want to talk to you about something just a little bit different. I got a Neiman Marcus cookie here, okay? So Neiman Marcus has these cookies and they're huge. I mean, they're a good-sized cookie. But the thing is, they have their own little bag. Look at that. It says the famous NM Neiman Marcus cookie. It says it like right there. So I'm going to ask you something. In your sales process, what do you have that's just a little bit different that makes you famous? What are you doing to make yourself famous? Now, in my life, I have a salmon recipe, and when I talk to people, it's one of the things that I talk about, and a lot of people have heard about the salmon recipe. So when I sit down with somebody, they go, hey, Scott, we got to talk. You know, Jim told me about the salmon recipe. I got to have it. And I say, hey, I'm more than willing to give you my salmon recipe when you do business with me. Not if. I say when you do business with me. But I don't say it like that. I'm just reminding you it's if versus when. Hey, I'll give you my salmon recipe when you do business with me. And remember, that's a little bit of flirting, fun, loving, intentional, ribbing, and teasing. That's good for you and your client because it builds some tension. And hey, Scott, I don't know if I'm ready to do business with you. You know what? Here's the thing. I got to let you know on a little secret. Whether somebody does business with me or not, they get the salmon recipe because then they're going to tell somebody else about it. And then it becomes like this thing that becomes legendary about me. Now, I'm not saying like be a jerk and become legendary. That's something totally different. But what are you doing in your process that makes you different from all the other salespeople that person sits down with? Now, you know, there's always the pendulum. I say just be a little bit different, and then like somebody decides, well, I'm going to be absolutely insane, and it's going to be like Friday, we got sales and specials going on. They show up in a clown suit. That's look, that's too far. That's too much. That's not what I'm saying. Do something just a little bit different outside of the norm to grab that person's attention. I mean, you might even take the person cookies. Who knows? You got to decide that for yourself. But if that's going to be your signature move, you better get used to doing it. I got real used to writing down my recipe quite consistently. I give it away a lot. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's something cool that people really like and that they really enjoy. So remember, the rule is something they really like, they really enjoy. You have to be true about it. So this isn't like oh, I'm going to give you this recipe, but you have to do business with me. And then, you know, you get all the way to the end and they say, hey, I still want your recipe. And it's not a time to be a jerk and go, hey, you didn't do business with me. I'm not going to give it to you. That's just silly talk. Give it to them anyway. You know, make yourself, have some fun. You never know when that person's going to call you back. Now, sometimes they're going to tell you no right now. That's cool. A lot of times they're going to tell you yes, that's awesome. And, you know, it's just the maybe that really sucks. But even if somebody tells you maybe, give them your cookie. That's cool. That's awesome. It's a cool thing to do. So here's the thing. What are you doing to make yourself famous? What are you doing to set yourself apart? Now, remember, I'm not saying go crazy. Go crazy, that's silly talk. There's no silly talk here at Scott Sylvan Bell land. No silly talk. But just go out, have some fun. Figure out what you're going to do to make yourself famous. I got myself a cookie from Neiman Marcus yesterday, but I also have my salmon recipe. What are you going to do to talk about people? Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, like right in here, leave a comment, question, or story, that'd be fantastic. Then the right or to the left, there's a subscribe button. Subscribe. And then send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I always forget about Google+, right? Do you forget about Google+? I do. Google+ to me is like, that's a pretty cool thing to go to, but man, I forget about it. Scott Sylvan Bell, only Scott Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.